It's the Paris Chong Show.
So now where do you see, now I know that there's been a lot of change happening in Los Angeles, and we did go through a writer's strike, and a lot of different things have happened here with the pandemic and this and that and the other. Where do you think the temperature is right now for photography and art sales at the moment?
Well, photography is a global interest. And, I make fun of myself not being able to use my iPhone properly and things like that. But I have to say that the internet has allowed us to have a 24-hour
That's right.
gallery.
Yeah.
And so I come into the gallery in the morning and there's a message from somebody from Denmark or from London or from Abu Dhabi, wherever. And so we're not dependent on one location anymore.
That's amazing.
Which is actually, thankfully, a miracle. Because, people ebb and flow. The writer's strike, the industry strikes here obviously affect us.
Yeah.
As it affects
I love hearing
dentists.
that. I love hearing that. Dentists.
I mean, there are a lot of dentists.
Everyone's favorite
and
guy.
dry cleaners closed on Ventura Boulevard when the strikes were on because nobody was going to the studios. Nobody was working. So, LA can be a bit of a one-horse town.
Yeah.
So the great thing about photography is it's an international language.
That's right.
And if it moves somebody in Santa Monica, the odds are it's going to move somebody in London, Paris, Stuttgart, wherever. And that's what we love about photography.
So are you saying that not all of your main clients are in California? You have more clients from around the world?
I have to tell you that from day one, my gallery survived because we were always on the road. I was like in a rock and roll band. In my heyday, I was doing 10, 11 art fairs a year. I would wake up in my hotel room and not quite remember which city I was in. I behaved well. I wasn't Keith Moon. I didn't throw the TVs out the window.
Yeah.
But we've never been dependent on the local
That's good.
audience.
That's really good.
Because the local audience can be fickle.
Yeah, it's true. So you're saying 10 to 11 fairs back in the day. How many fairs do you do now?
We've cut down because a lot of the fairs don't exist anymore. So maybe
I hate hearing that, especially now when I'm trying to help.
Maybe 3 or 4 a year.
Which one do you think is the most beneficial for you?
I've always done well at APAD in New York.
Okay. How was it this year?
It was good.
Yeah?
I mean, there are issues. My biggest nightmare, the thing that keeps me up at night, is I fear there isn't a new generation of photo collectors. Young people don't seem to be interested in developing their connoisseurship as the older generation of our collectors, die or stop buying.
Yes, they're giving their art to their kids
and
now.
their kids are not maybe interested in it.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's a demographic issue.
No, I've been talking about that for some stuff, some projects I'm working on. It's getting the younger crowd interested in photography or art or purchasing art. But then there was, I think all those NFTs kind of screwed things up a little bit, and that was kind of a weird.
It's kind of depressing.
Yeah,
I try not to let it get to me.
I didn't understand it. No matter how many times people explained it to me, I just didn't get why someone would want a blockchain. Why would I want it? I want to look at.
I want to see it. I want to be moved by it.
Yeah.
I want to touch it.
Me too.
I want to know it's mine.
Me too.
And I'm not sharing it with 25,000 people.
Yeah, it's just a weird concept. But
it's actually very depressing to me.
Yeah.
That maybe it's a sign of the times that young people would rather spend $5,000, $2,000, $10,000 on a bottle of wine rather than have something like
or a purse
this, or a Hermes bag.
Yeah,
I mean,
or shoes.
Okay, I have people drive up to my gallery in $750,000 Lamborghinis and then complain to me about spending $1,500 on a photo of Bob Dylan.
Same. I know,
so
guys.
What are the world are we living in? I don't want to be an old fuddy-duddy. I don't want to be complaining, but I'm scared for my children, my grandchildren.
Yeah.
What world are we living in where somebody doesn't have the time or the mental, attention span to come and develop their own eye. I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's why I fell in love with with photography, because I learned something every day. I still do. I learn something from every photo that comes into my life, and that's what drives me. And if you don't have that intellectual curiosity and you're obsessed with NFTs or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I think the world's doomed.
Oh gosh. Well, thanks, Peter. Now you made me
I'm
scared
not-
too.
well,
I'm terrified now.
There are, and my job is to nurture that new generation, as is your job.
Yeah, no, it is. But it is. No,
We're ambassadors for taste
This is
and
true.
culture.
It's the Paris Chong Show.